Thank you. Uh, Thank you very much for coming to our webinar. So it's very late today. So I think we can just go um, to the topic of the webinar today. So we'll be talking about the mikrotik layer 7 firewall now. So first we're going to talk about the mikrotik firewall first in the beginning, and then talking about the layer 7. So about the mikrotik firewall itself, firewall is a feature for controlling network access, which is in this case is filter. And then if you want to modify network header, we can there is a feature for that. It's called NAT, network address translation. And then also we can mark packet for further processing, that is called mangle. And then the firewall is developed from Linux kernel. It has two parts, matchers and action. So the firewall is executed sequentially. Okay, so sequence is really matter. And then the network admin must understand the application characteristic in order to build a matcher. Okay, so as you can see here, the red one is filter, and then green one is NAT, and then blue one is mangle. Okay, about how the firewall works. Well, first we have matchers here. We have three tabs here: general, advanced, and extra. And then based on those matchers, we do the action. So mikrotik has lots of options of matchers. So it's going to be very flexible firewall. So matchers plus actions equals to firewall rule. Okay, so action you can see here. So we can like accept the matchers, put them into address list, either the destination address, source address. We can do drop them, fast track, jump, lock, and reject, and then any, you just name it. You can see it here. Okay, so that's how firewall works. And then what you need to know is you need to understand how the packet is processed. Okay, so in order to understand this, you need to see the packet flow. Okay, so how packet is flowing from one interface to the other interface. So as you can see it here, so packets coming from input interface and then exit on output interface. Okay, so here we need to be able to understand, to distinguish between what's the difference between forward and input. Okay, so the blue one here is input. Okay, so input means the traffic that goes directly to the router itself. So if you ping, so a router has IP address. If you ping that IP address, so that one goes to input. Okay, input's the blue one here. So if you, for example, if you ping 8888 Google IP address through a router, okay, so the router is just passing through the traffic. That means it's a forward. Okay, so please understand that. So if you use forward, so if the packet is passing through, and then the change will be pre-routing, forward, post-routing. Okay, done. And if the packet is destined to the router itself, for example, if you do Winbox to your router, if you do connect through SSH, and then the change that is involved in that operations are pre-routing, input, output, and then post-routing. Okay, so I'm not going to discuss this in more detail, so because our main focus is layer 7. So this is just a reminder, like refreshment before we talk about the layer 7. Okay, now about layer 7 itself. Okay, so layer 7 is a method for searching patterns in ICMP, TCP, or UDP stream. So it is used as matchers. Okay, so layer 7 firewall is a matchers. So the way it works is it collect the first 10 packets of connections or the first 2 kilobytes of connection, and then search for a pattern. So if the pattern is not found, and then router OS doesn't know. Okay, layer 7 protocol is CPU intensive because it needs to put the packets on the RAM, okay, on the memory. So, okay, so take the first packet of a connection. Okay, remember, yeah, connection. So connection is a collection of two parties. So destination IP address, source IP address, and then the port. Okay, so this one is CPU intensive, and then it doesn't mean that it's always work. Okay, so one thing for sure, so you need to understand the pattern, and then because not so many application opens the pattern of their communication, and then this layer 7 firewalls doesn't guarantee it's always work. Some protocol, yes, it can, but other applications it's not. So the thing is, we need to understand the purpose of layer 7 is to identify the application, right? So previously, long time ago, when we distinguish an application, we just think based on a ports. Okay, so for example, port 21 is for FTP, 22 is for SSH, 25 is for SMTP, 53 is for DNS, port 80 is for HTTP. So application is very easy to distinguish based on ports. Okay, but the problem is nowadays many protocols, many applications, see, okay, please listen what I'm saying. The application now is just use any available port that is open. Okay, for example, TeamViewer or any other application or torrent or whatever. So they just use port 80 because port 80 usually is open, or port HTTPS, so it's always open. So actually they are using port 80 or 443 or HTTPS, but actually it's not HTTP. It's not hypertext transfer protocol. So it's something else. So they just use, so currently port is, so it's kind of useless. People use port 80, but inside it's not always HTTP. Okay, you know what I mean, ya? Okay, jadi percuma aja pakai port 80 tapi itu bukan HTTP. Ya, banyak sekali yang pakai begitu. Kenapa? Why is that? Kenapa orang pakai begitu? Karena orang tidak mau portnya di blok, ya. Misalkan di ISP dia blok port tertentu, ya. Dia tidak mau, ya. So they use available port that is available for their application, ya. Jadi port number now is useless. Okay, next. So as is mentioned before, peer-to-peer application is not available anymore. Ya, jadi before router version 6.39, peer-to-peer matcher is available. Jadi kita we can identify torrent based on these matchers here. So there is a peer-to-peer, but after 3.6.39 it's not available. Yeah. So previously peer-to-peer matcher is based on the pattern matchers. Yeah. But because the torrent traffic now is encrypted, yeah, so the pattern matching is useless. Jadi pattern matching, jadi layer 7, ya, sekali lagi layer 7 itu bisa bekerja kalau ada patternnya. Nah, pertanyaannya, so layer 7 is really works, yeah, if we can identify the pattern. But the thing is, when we encrypt our data, okay, we just put the headers on, okay, the protocol will not see the things inside the data inside the packets, yeah. So it is very difficult for us to identify the things inside. Ya, jadi sekarang segala macam traffic komunikasi sekarang kan dienkripsi ya, supaya nggak mudah disadap. Nah itu akan kesusahan sekali ketika mengimplementasikan peer-to-peer matchers ini atau layer 7 ya. Jadi sepanjang kalau sudah dienkrip sudah Anda pakai layer 7 obat bintang 7 pusing ya. Anda nggak bisa dapat apa-apa karena itu sudah dienkripsi, nggak bisa dicari patternnya. Okay, so because the current traffic is now encrypted, pattern matching itu useless. Yeah, so mikrotik decided to remove the peer-to-peer match features in router OS 6.39. So we need to have a different approach to deal with torrent traffic. Okay, so this is one example. If one torrent traffic is obsolete. Okay, so when I upgrade my router OS, so this is what happened. Okay, next layer 7 best practice. So it is recommended to apply on forward change. So layer 7 firewall must see both direction, incoming and outgoing. Anda bisa taruh juga di pre-routing. You can put the layer 7 firewall on pre-routing or pre-routing. Okay, but you have to put the same change also on post-routing because it has to see both directions. So better if you put on forward chain. So combine with the address list, yeah. So after match is done, and then put it on address list. So this is to the purpose for this is to reduce CPU usage. Okay. Some mikrotik already develop some example of layer 7 protocol rules. You can download it here. Okay, and then after you unzip the file here, and you can see lots of files with path extension. Jadi so blah 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 dot path. Path means pattern. Okay, so you need to understand pattern in protocol. Okay, so and then the best way for expressing the matchers is using regex. Regex means regular expression. You can see you can learn regex here, regular expression from this website below. Okay, regex1.com, regexr.com, regexwhat1.com, buildregex.com. Okay, you can learn from there. Okay, so this is one example of implementation. So we create layer 7 pattern. Okay, so after you unzip, and then you can import those patterns into mikrotik rules. Okay, for example here we have Skype to Skype communication. Okay, so from Skype to Skype, so there is a pattern for that, and then so here's the pattern. So it's like caret dot dot and then the square here and then blah 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 and then dot and dot and dot. So that's that's the pattern. Oh, how it looks like? Okay, so it looks like here. So on the pictures on the top left here, and then on the top on the right, okay, next to it. So that's the pattern if you display it from the command line. Okay, so you print the layer 7 rules, the layer 7 pattern, and then you will see that pattern. Okay, and then if you open the path file, Skype to Skype.path here, and then you can see the pattern also here. Okay, so Skype to Skype, UDP voice call, program to program, pattern attributes, very fast pattern overmatch, protocol group, blah blah blah, copyright, blah blah blah. This matches at least some of the general chatters. User isn't going anything as well as actual calls. Okay, you can see here's the email, and then the name of the rule, Skype to Skype, and then we have a hash here. Okay, I require at least 16 bytes. My limited test always get at least 18. Okay, So that's example. So here is one example of how we create a layer 7 pattern. Next is after we create them, and then we create the firewall rules. Okay, so firewall rule here example is so you create a matchers. So for example, layer 7 protocol, and then we pick from the list. Okay, so we pick here Skype to Skype, and then don't forget to set up an action. So here we combine the layer 7 with the action, add source to address list, and then so we define the address list, and then that's it. Okay, so after we get the address list, and then it's up to us. You want to put the priority on those address lists, okay, you can do it. You can limit the bandwidth of those IP address that is in the address list. Yes, you can do it. You can drop the connections, or you can drop the connection. You can do something on the connection. You can put the higher priority. You can set up DHCP for those packets. So those are up to you. Okay, so I think that's all. Thank you very much. Now it's question and answer. So if you have questions, so basically the slide is over. Okay, so I'm really sorry. We start here very late. Okay, so because we really had a problem with the connections. Yeah, so first my connection is bad, and then I have problem with the microphone here, so I have to restart my computer several times. So I'm really sorry guys. Yeah, so if you have any questions with the layer 7 here, okay, ada yang punya pertanyaan dengan layer 7? Yeah, okay, so as a recap, okay, I'm speaking Indonesia. So layer 7 bertujuan untuk mengidentifikasi aplikasi. Ya, kenapa identifikasi aplikasi? Karena aplikasi sekarang portnya sembarangan, ya. Kenapa portnya sembarangan? Kenapa nggak bikin port tertentu? Karena di beberapa ISP sekarang memblok port-port tertentu. Dia hanya membolehkan port tertentu saja yang boleh masuk, ya. Contoh misalkan port 80, port 443 itu pasti diperbolehkan, ya. Nah, karena itu mereka setting untuk aplikasi mereka untuk berjalan di protokol itu, ya. Jadi oh ini pakai port 80, oh berarti dia pakai HTTP dong, HTTP protokol dong, berarti itu website dong. Oh enggak, ya, cuman nomor portnya aja pakai 80, aplikasinya terserah lo, ya. Kenapa aku pakai 80? Karena itu yang biasanya orang pakai. Sama malware juga begitu, ya. Pasti dia cari port-port yang pasti selalu dibuka oleh organisasi gitu. Oke, begitu. Nah, sekarang seandainya semua pakai port 80, kita bingung kan? SSH bisa nggak pakai port 80? Bisa. Ya, bisa aja pakai port 80 itu SSH. Nah, tapi kita bisa tahu, ya, SSH ini meskipun dia pakai port 80, kita bisa tahu, oh ini yang jalannya sebenarnya SSH gitu loh. Nah, caranya gimana? Kita lihat pattern matchingnya gitu di layer 7-nya gitu. Oke, begitu ya. Any questions? Yeah, so again, so I'm explaining in English that the purpose for layer 7 is for identify applications. Why identify applications? Because application now is running on available port, for example port 80, yeah, port 80 or port 443, which is HTTPS, is always open in many organizations, right? So sometimes SSH is also going through the HTTP port, so port 80 or 443, okay? So if every port is used for many applications, then there is a problem there that we need to distinguish between, okay, this traffic is for FTP or HTTP, okay, right? So with this layer 7, we know that even though you're, okay, so if you're going through this connection, you're going to go outside with the certain ports, we we're able to identify that this connection is not HTTP, but this belongs to any other application, for example, SSH or any other applications. Okay. Okay, so that's the a big picture of layer 7. Any other questions? Any questions? Okay, if you don't have any questions, and then I think we can stop this webinar. Okay. Okay, so you can type here your questions. Okay, I'm going to open a question here, view audience questions. Okay, so is it effective to block malware? Okay. Well, that again, that depends. Yeah, the layer 7 is based on the pattern matching. So if you can identify the pattern, and then yes, you can identify malware. So some of the malware can be identified by router OS. Yes, it is possible. For example, NIMDA, yeah, NIMDA. You know the virus NIMDA, yeah. So that can be identified by router OS. But if the NIMDA creator changed their own patterns, and then the pattern that is made by router OS is useless. Okay, ya. Jadi ya tergantung, kembali lagi ya. Jadi layer 7 adalah pattern matching, ya, pattern matching. Jadi selama Anda mengerti patternnya, as long as you understand the matchers, Anda bisa kenali itu aplikasi, ya. Anda bisa kenali itu malware. Nah, isunya adalah malware itu selalu berubah-ubah. Nah, terus gimana dong? Iya, Anda harus mengikuti perubahannya gitu. Bulan ini dia patternnya A, bulan depan patternnya B, ya Anda bikin aja terus gitu ya. Jadi kayak apa sih telur sama ayam gitu ya. Jadi telur keluar jadi ayam, ayam keluar jadi telur lagi, putar gitu aja. Oke, jadi begitu ya. Oke. Any questions? Any other questions? Oke, mudah-mudahan cukup jelas ya. So hopefully it can open your mind about layer 7, how layer 7 works, yeah. So here there is a question. Thank you for the explanation. So that means that regex must be well understood. Yes. Ya, jadi layer 7 itu kunci dari teknologi layer 7 itu adalah regex-nya, ya. Ya, Anda nggak ngerti regex, ya percuma aja gitu ya. Jadi satu, Anda harus tahu aplikasinya. Yang kedua, Anda harus tahu polanya di sana. Nah, kalau sudah tahu polanya, Anda bisa tulis pola itu di regex. Ya, jadi regex itu cuma tool saja, ya. So regex, regular expression is just a tool. Oke, hanya tool saja, ya. Yang penting itu patternnya. Jadi kalau misalkan 10 bit pertama, 10 paket pertama, itu tuh apa saja sih yang ada di dalamnya gitu. Oh, nanti dia pasti ada ini. Oke, dicek lagi, ternyata oh begitu terus polanya. Ya sudah, bikin polanya di regex. Gitu. Oke, ya, jadi regex itu juga perlu dikuasai ya. Nah, kalau Anda bisa bikin custom matchers. Yeah, so if you want to build a very custom matchers, yeah, you need to understand regex. Okay. No, you need to understand the pattern first. After understanding the patterns, and then understand regex, regular expressions. Okay, anything else? Any other question? It was very good questions. Ya, pertanyaannya bagus sekali. Ya, jadi ya berarti Anda harus belajar regex dong. Oh iya, iyalah. Oke. Oke, ya, ini ada komentar lagi, berarti perlu belajar regex. So I need to understand regex. Of course, ya. Oke, terima kasih, thank you very much. Tidak ada pertanyaan lagi. Oke, saya tunggu lagi ini pertanyaannya. Jadi layer 7 tuh cuma begitu saja ya. Ya, jadi sometimes before talking about layer 7, it looks like a very complicated features ya. Kok susah sekali layer 7 kayak canggih banget. Padahal setelah dapat intinya, oh ternyata begitu aja layer 7 ya. Oh iya iya iya. Itu aja sih. Oke, bagi teman-teman yang tertarik ya dengan mikrotik, kita ada training di sini kalau teman-teman ingin join ya, submit feedback di sana, kemudian ada slide di slide share ya, kemudian ada recording juga di YouTube. Nanti di YouTube nggak usah hafalin ini URL-nya ya, ini susah sekali URL-nya ya, youtube.com/channel/ucl611_ll_KQC0. Pusing banget ya. Google aja biasa, searching aja GLC Network sudah keluar deh. Oke, gitu aja. Ada lagi yang mau ditanyakan? Ya, ini sudah malam sekali. I'm really, really sorry ya for today. Okay, so if there is no questions, thank you very much. I think we can stop this webinar. See you guys again in the future. Bye-bye.